Alright, now for something different. Yeah, we figure we'll do a few of these videos and we'll watch the old Trumpy speech. It's gonna save America. Save it. Make America great again. And this is his idea speech. Tell America what he's gonna do as president. Yuck. Yeah, sorry. So, whoops, commentary a little soon. I'll wait till he starts and then I'll do the commentary. Alright, we'll skip the yay shit, which, I mean, this whole thing is so depressing. Because you're just saying, what moron wants to hear this stupid applause crap? And, I mean, it's embarrassing. Yeah. It's disgustingly stupid. Oh, look, he's getting cheered. It's so exciting to watch the cheering. I mean, yeah, you don't even bother. Don't bother having, like, amusement parks that have amusements. Just have a cheering room. And then they call it, oh, look at they're cheering. Let's cheer the cheerers on. Go, cheerers, go. The Cheer Olympics. Can you be a silly buffoon and wave your placard and cheer at the same time? Fuck.
Many have witnessed this violence personally.
Oh, that's too far. That's too far ahead. I missed the. I'm a humble guy. We won by 10 million zillion votes. We had more votes than ever got voted in the history of voting. And we all know that the reason why that happened was because there was absolutely no other candidate who has a rational fucking position on the fact that immigrating a bunch of retards into the country isn't a brilliant idea. If the Democrats would have had a candidate who said, look, I'm for all this progressive stuff, and I'm not against your race, but why are we letting religious kooks into a secular country? That doesn't make any fucking sense. They hate your freedom. They actually do. They hate it. Why are you pretending they're doing something other than hating everything you're valuing? That whole free speech thing. They don't believe in that. They don't believe in free speech. Why are you letting people into your country that don't even get the first one right? Let alone any of the other amendments. They hate your Bill of Rights. They hate it. Especially that whole thing about women and children having rights. They don't believe any of that shit. Yeah, so if there was a rational Democrat who said, yes, I'm for all this progressive shit. But I'm not stupid, and I don't think we should become an idiocracy. I don't think we should just sit there and find every asshole in the world and import them into our country so we can smell like asshole. Yeah. USA, they did that part too. I didn't watch. I watched the first 4 minutes or whatever. USA. They actually did that part.
Americans watching this address tonight have seen the recent images of violence in our streets and the chaos in our communities.
Oh dear. Compared to what chaos is that exactly? I mean, compared to what? Newark on fire years ago? What chaos is it comparable to?
Many have witnessed this violence personally. Some have even been its victims.
Wow, you mean it's an actual fact that it actually has victims? Oh, wow, gee, the victim, the horrible crime actually has victims? Holy shit, what a surprise.
I have a message for all of you.
Oh, here we go.
The crime and violence
here we go.
that today afflicts our nation will soon, and I mean very soon, come to an end.
Wow. And how are you going to do that, Donald? What's the plan? Huh? You're going to take a dump on them? A Donald dump? I'm going to Donald dump on crime. Donald dump. That should be a thing. What's the plan? Let's give more crazy, psychotic, ex-military lunatics more guns to shoot innocent people so they can get pissed off and fight back. Or let's have a law against suicide, because they're all basically suicide bombers in a way, right? They're suicide mass murderers. And of course, you can always stop a suicide mass murderer by outlawing the suicide part. So yes, let's have higher penalties against suicide. That'll teach them. Let's increase the penalty. Let's whip their corpses or eat them. Yeah, that'll teach them. No, that won't work at all. I have no plan, and this is the whitest convention in the history of conventions. Yes, so of all the records he broke, the record amount of votes and all that, it's the record amount of whitey. Yes. And fucktard. Whitey old fucktard. I mean, the average age here has got to be, what, 75? And yeah, the only brown-skinned people, I think there are 2 women here maybe with brown skin. Yeah, oh, there's one there. Okay, so yeah. yeah. She's a slave, actually. I wonder if these are all Make America Great Again caps. Yeah, with clip art from 1914. Yes, that's what $1 billion buys, is talent. Real talent. You can only buy real plagiarizing talent with billions of dollars. Police lives matter. Well, I mean, who the fuck started it? I mean, these assholes can't figure this out, right? Fucktarded cops have, like, since Rodney King, you're talking about more than 10 fucking years, we've been saying, hey, you gotta do better than this. Hey, you gotta do better. You can't shoot people with cell phones. No, you can't shoot people at their fucking wedding. You don't shoot grooms at weddings. It just, there's really never a good reason to do that. And they keep doing it. Oh, but their lives matter. They're not preposterously paid to do a fucking honest day's work, which is, that's your job, jackass. Yeah, I know once you start paying them $150,000 a year, all of a sudden they say, my life's too precious to let some criminal kill me, so fuck taking any risk. I'm just going to shoot anything that's black and moves. I mean, fuck you. People are so fucking stupid. You're embarrassing the white race here. Yes, you are. You're embarrassing it. Whoa, woo, 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 woo. He's gonna fix crime. Woo, woo. No, he isn't. No. No, he's just gonna make the shoulders on his suit a little wider so he looks like a big strong man. See, his real arm is here. See this line here? That's where his real arm is, because this jackass hasn't done a fucking honest bit of work his entire fucking life. He's a fucking welfare whore. He got a big giant welfare check from daddy. He's never had to earn anything in his life. He's never fought a fair fight in his fucking life. You fucking idiots think this is a man? No, it's a pussy. A slimy, fucking, skanky, herpes-infested pussy. Oh, thank you. Sorry, we missed the thank you.
Beginning on January 20th.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a parrot face. Thank you very much. I'm Parrot Man. Donald the Parrot Man tramps. Jumps. Like a parrot, yeah, he shits on your shoulder. Ugh.
Of 2017, safety will be restored.
Yes, he will stop the suicide attackers with the suicide attacker counter plan. Like the Christian Timothy McVeigh, we'll never have another fanatical Christian in America. Right? Well, I mean, I'd go for that, right? Let's get rid of the Muslim kooks and let's get rid of all the Christian kooks. Good idea. And let's start with Sarah Palin. She believes in demons, you kook. You fucking kook. Do you believe in demons, Donald? Do you believe people are possessed by demons? Oh, he has a very small little finger, doesn't he? Yeah, you have a very small finger. That might be an indication of something. I mean, really, that's good enough for people. I am going to defeat all harm happening to people. In 2017, there'll be no more harm in America. no more cancer and stuff like that. Of course, you're still going to have cancer, but I mean, there'll be no real harm. With my policy, my police state policy, yes, I'll make more white cops shooting more black people, and that'll solve our problems. No, I think the cops have to shoot the Arabs. Or the Muslims. Yeah, the Muslims.
The most basic duty of government is to defend the lives of its own citizens.
And again, and how are you going to do that? By hiring the very thing that is causing the divisiveness. So the very thing that's causing the problem, which is the inability of the police state to honestly police state. Well, he's obviously not going to get this argument.
Any government that fails to do so is a government unworthy to lead.
Unworthy to lead. Okay, lead where? To the bankruptcy court. Yes, well, there was a part in here. I don't know whether... I guess I missed it, damn it. You know, but he talks about how we got to enforce the laws. Except the bankruptcy laws, of course. Because I still have to get around those. And the laws about anything honest to do with CEOs, like when you're paid a $2 million CEO salary, that somehow doesn't have something to do with you actually having a job and getting paid for doing work, but then you claim you didn't do anything for the money? Well, then I think that's sort of like some kind of kickback then, right? Yeah, that's called a kickback.
It is finally time for a straightforward assessment of the state of our nation.
Right, and the assessment is idiocracy, and you are the definition of the word, essentially. This is when you have reached idiocracy, is when you elect a fake billionaire who won't show his tax returns, who makes claims, he nags other people for their birth certificate for 2 years, but he won't show us the papers, proving that he's a great man, that he gives all kinds of money to everybody and does all kinds of wonderful humanitarian things. No, I don't think you do any of that, you lying scum. You fake and phony with your fake and phony shoulder pads.
I will present the facts plainly and honestly.
Yes, sure you will. And that's if that isn't an honest man's face, then well, I don't know shit. Yeah, so yeah, here we go.
We cannot afford to be so politically correct anymore.
Right, so politically correct anymore that we acknowledge grotesque, disproportionate, and unfair treatment. Yeah, so politically correct that we think inheritance is earning it. Yeah, yes, it's a real job, inheriting. Ugh, it was really hard to squeeze myself out of that fortunate rich wife. Yeah, man, I really had to work to get out of that skanky whore vagina of hers. I wonder what a skanky bag of shit your mother was. Fucking reptilian. Whoa, 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 politically correct is wrong. It has something to do with justice and fairness. Fuck that. We're the whites for unfairness because we hate earning it, because we're all a bunch of fucking living on somebody else's exploitationists. Yay for exploitation! Yay! 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 Kill my landlord. Yeah, the poetry of the past. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Families for Trump. Woo, woo, woo. Jesus loves you, Donald. Woo, woo. Except it says in the Bible 7 times, the odds of a rich man getting to the kingdom of God are, fuck you. It ain't gonna happen. But the Bible's his favorite book. Yay. His favorite book. says he's got zero chance of going any place but fucking hell. That's his favorite book. I don't think he read it.
So if you want to hear...
if you want to hear me just make some kind of outrageous claim that I got some kind of plan, okay, I can do that. I'll just say I have a plan. It's a secret plan. And it cannot possibly fail. Yeah, because I said so. Isn't that good enough?
The corporate spin, the carefully crafted lies, and the media...
Right, all of that crap that you used in the bankruptcy court to finagle yourself around the law so you could stay rich, where all the other people, when they go bankrupt, they don't care that you have 2 jobs and those 2 jobs are separate, or you have 2 wives, an ex-wife or something. They don't care about any of that shit. You're not allowed to separate your life and say this life is separate from that life. I went bankrupt in that life. The life I have over here, that can't go bankrupt because that's a separate life. Yes, regular Americans don't get to play that kind of silly game. And that's the kind of hypocrisy you're all for. So yes, keep cheering on the hypocrisy. White America for hypocrisy. Way to go. Boy, you people suck.
Myths. The Democrats are holding their convention next week. Go there.
Well, I'm sure it will be a little bit like diarrhea, but this is like projectile vomit. And yes, if I have to have one or the other, I'll take the fucking diarrhea.
But here, at our convention, there will be no lies.
Except all the ones I've told my entire life about every single subject on Earth. I have $10 billion, but I couldn't hire somebody like, well, what, I gotta pay somebody to come up with some kind of graphics to put on my silly cap wear? You know, like, no, we just use public domain clip art. Yeah, that's professional. He spent more on his suit than he did the speechwriter for his wife. Fact. No doubt.
We will honor the American people with the truth and nothing else.
Right, and so far, what is the truth? You will do stuff. No doubt about it. It'll be good stuff. With no details whatsoever. I will abolish all bad. With my magic bad stick. Look how white this is. Ooh. Ooh, little yellow caps. Ooh, that was probably Donald's idea. Have the security people wear yellow caps. Yeah. So everybody knows they're security people. USA. Oh, there it goes. I mean, I just gotta, you're just like, man, why don't you just yell, we are stupid fucks, we are stupid fucks, we are so fucking goddamn imbecilic and childish that we think this means something, going, USA, USA. Because that's what it's a contest between, USA and not USA. Yes, the not USAs are trying to get elected. I mean, you just, you know, like I said, you just go back to Reagan, right, which is the biggest disaster in American history politically, and just look at the difference in terms of the, you know, and that was a train wreck. This, you know, just, I mean, it's just the proportions are so monumentally, you know, that you just can't grasp it. I mean, it's just such a fucking it's something getting fucked. It's really just the most ugly kind of way.
These are the facts.
Okay, here we go.
Decades of progress made in bringing down crime are now being reversed by this administration's rollback of criminal enforcement.
Right, and where do they do that? I don't know. Where's the rollback in criminal enforcement? You have some evidence of that one? That's a fact? So where's the statistics on that? I don't see any rollback. Where's the rollback evidence? There's less cops, or cops getting paid less? They're told not to arrest people? They actually do. They stopped arresting people for, like, loitering and jaywalking. Which, you know... yeah, well, what are you going to do with them, right? Because it's expensive to feed them.
Homicides last year increased by 17% in America's 50 largest cities.
Right, because guess what? The rich are getting preposterously richer, and everybody else is getting preposterously poorer. And we're bankrupt as a nation. Thanks to you greedy fucks. See, you keep taking, and you keep saying we're giving, we're investing in America. No, you're taking out of the pocket of workers. That's what you're doing. You're taking, you're getting richer. That's taking, asshole.
That's the largest increase in 25 years.
Right, and it's not caused by anything like causes. Let's fuck that. No, there's no causes for those kind of things. No.
In our nation's capital, killings have risen by 50%.
Right, which means what? They went from 200 a year, 100 a year, to 200 a year. Bad, but really not a crisis.
They're up nearly 60% in nearby Baltimore. In the president's hometown of Chicago, more than 2,000 people have been the victim of shootings this year alone.
Right. Now, why don't you tell us how many of those were white people? And explain how they got killed. Why don't you talk about how they were killed? Oh, right. That's not important.
And almost 4,000 have been killed in the Chicago area since he took office.
Right, so that's 8 years. He just totaled 8. Oh, wow, I did 8 times. Wow, that was really clever.
The number of police officers killed in the line of duty has risen by almost 50%.
Again, went from 30 to 60. Yeah, that's right. And why? Because they fucking asked for it. I mean, you just can't get any dumber. You just keep saying, let's cause a race war. I mean, that's what the cops are basically saying. Let's do everything we can possibly do to incite a race war. I mean, it's really a war on poverty, but I mean, it just doesn't matter. I mean, they're just obviously saying, as long as I'm not shooting a congressman's son or Donald's daughter, it's okay. I can pull my gun and shoot it. So as long as I've identified it as not being a congressman's son, yes, I'm going to pull my gun out and I'm going to probably shoot it.
Compared to this point last year, nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens.
Right, and the solution is for us to spend the money to deport them so they can, yeah, you know, dig a tunnel under your wall.
The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands.
Well, he's including in there the numbers from the other South American countries, blah, blah, blah. We know there was a bit of a gimmick going on, so yes. But again, just, there's nothing special about this year. And the trend is obviously going in the opposite direction, so ignore the trend lines. which are, yeah, the immigrants even hate us now.
Into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
Yes, I would agree that there seems to be absolutely no regard by this, whatever, this liberal notion that immigration is beautiful, for who's going to pay the bill. And yes, there's just no regard. They just keep thinking it's magic money will pay all those welfare checks. It's silly. But again, that's all this would be. This race would be long over if we had one Democratic candidate who wasn't in the pocket of welfare whores and criminals. Yeah, just one. Yeah. And just remember, the Republicans are the ones who hated the idea of employer sanctions because it worked. So clearly, here's the simple solution to the problem. You have Social Security numbers that actually mean something. Ooh, accountability. All these people are afraid of that. They don't want accountability. And, you know, the problem is solved. See, they want to cheat. They want a system that's broken so they can take advantage of it. So they can get, you know, double deductions on their mortgage or something. But look at this. Just as white could be. Old white people. So it really is, that's the problem with this whole contest. Is a contest between archaic, you know, hemorrhagic tissue, you know, old farts, and you know, reckless, lazy, yeah, young punks, or something like that. They get to run the show. So those are the two ways, the two directions the parties have, you know, migrated. Look at this special box seats for the special inheritance people. All the inheritance wealthers get their special. I have lots of elbow room and I get to sit down. So I'm a special person.
One such border crosser was released and made his way.
All right, anecdotal evidence. Okay, yes, let's have policy by anecdotal evidence. So again, if we're going to do that, I'd say be consistent, and we can just recognize that Timothy McVeigh was a Christian defender of child molestation and preposterous over-purchase of psychotic, anti-American, anti-USA war-making hardware. Yeah, so he wasn't just a pedophile, right? He was an incestuous pedophile. Yeah, he killed 300 people for that. Because law and order said you can't be an incestuous pedophile with a ton of guns in America. What a horror. Oh, we passed a law against that? Gee, what a mistake. Oh, anyway. So that's enough of this. So I'm going to do a physics video, and so I have to get my brain ready for that. And so this is part 1. Blah, blah. Sorry, I didn't know that this, you know, I started at the wrong point because I did want to get in a couple of little shots because there were some funny things. You know, it's the whole I humbly accept part was just hilarious because then right after the humble part, you start talking about how many votes you got. You know, it's just... It's like he really doesn't know what words mean either. Anyway. Pathetic. Pathetic country. Till next time.